Hi, Karan.
Welcome to the Fireside Talk. Both of you are pretty new age young founders in terms of age of the company.
I'm young, please.
Me too.
Alright, so we find that both of you kind of work in a very, very similar space, something which is niche, but both of you are trying to solve something which is pretty pertinent in today's world, in today's digital world. Let's start with you, Ashish. What is SaveSage, SaveSage's origin and mission? Right? If you could shed some light on it. What inspired the creation, and how are you making the act of saving money more automatic and frictionless for today's digital customer?
Uh, cool. So, you guys have all the numbers, but just for the audience over here, we have 112 million credit cards in India in active circulation across 75 million unique people. It may feel like a massive number, but if you scratch the surface, it's only 0.08 cards per person compared to 3.8 in US. We have a credit card penetration of 5.5% versus more than 40% in China and 70% in US. More than 10,000 crore worth of reward points expire each year in India because people are genuinely not aware they have points or what is the value of those points, or they're simply not concerned. It's very inconvenient for users, people like a lot of people over here, to really know what the reward points which they have on their credit card are worth and how to really redeem them. The bank's PNL survives on the fact that a majority of the people who have their cards will not be redeeming their points. So that is a problem which we're trying to solve over here. How can we really enable everyone over here get the right value from their credit cards and travel loyalty programs? If you play well, I mean, you can easily save anywhere between 5 to 15%, depending upon which cards you have, where you spend, what is the quantum of your expenses. You can easily save up to 15% on all your expenses, which can pay for your, maybe for that vacation that you've been keen to take. I personally haven't paid for travel in more than 8 years. So now we're trying to unlock it for the entire world. How can each and every Indian, any credit card user in India, how can they get the right value from the credit card and loyalty program reward points? So that's what SaveSage is all about. Think of it as so you have a Nike and you have an Amazon. Nike is a vertical player in beauty and personal care. You've got Amazon, which is a horizontal player, where you have hundreds of categories. You have a policy bazaar for insurance. You don't have a vertical player for credit cards in India. What you have are players who simply enable you to make your credit card bill payment, which is less than 5% of what you really do with your cards, right? So you need someone to tell you which is the right card for you, how to use it in the right manner, how to redeem your points in the right manner, what are the benefits on your card. So each and every step, so that is where we come in. It's a vertical player which enables you to get the right value from your credit cards and loyalty programs, something all of us over here can really do with.
So my takeaway is free vacation. Count me in. Right. Coming to you, Sachin.
Yeah.
Right. Same question to you, right? What is the origin story for BillCut? How did this idea come about? What is the problem that you're trying to solve for your customers? How is it that you started, and how is it that this solution has evolved for you?
Okay. Thanks, Karan. Thanks for inviting us here. Interesting question. So, the name of our company is BillCut. Okay. So, the name we have kept it in such a way because we are in the business of cutting customer bills. So, we want to help customers reduce the bills. How do we do that? We look at products where there is a price arbitrage and help customers to leverage that price arbitrage. So when we started off very simply. We started going to credit card customers, and credit card customers typically, if they miss their bill payment, if they don't do the payment before the payment due date, they end up paying anything between 45 to 50% interest rate. Now, what we realize is a lot of customers don't know that, or they have not really bothered to delve too much deeper into it. And just take a guess of what is the total outstanding credit card outstanding in the market today. Any idea? Any rough guess what it could be?
let me give a wide guess, right? $5 billion.
It's $43 billion in India.
Wow.
$43 billion. And any guess of how many people would be missing out on their card pay, they'll not be paying on time? Just rough estimate.
See, I'll have to take an educated guess here.
Absolutely.
I'll say probably about 5%.
It's close to 30%.
That's staggering.
So 30% means about $30 billion worth of credit card outstanding, where people are paying interest in the vicinity of 45 to 50%. Okay, so that's you tell me logically, if you are a credit card holder, you are in the top of the pyramid in a population of 145 crores. You are getting a credit card, like you rightly said, there are about 11 crore credit cards in India in a population of 145 crores. If you are amongst the privileged few, then why would you want to pay interest in the excess of 45-50%? Right? So that's the thing which got us going. And when we looked at price arbitrage products in India, this was a seemingly easy and interesting problem to solve, because the problem is big. There is a need to solve this problem, and nobody seems to be really looking at it from that lens. So we looked at this, and what we do is we tell this credit card customers that we don't want to be preachy. We don't want to say that, yes, ideally you should pay your 100% of your bill before the payment due date through your savings or salary. But if you can't do that, if you want temporary liquidity, you want short-term funds, come to BillCut and we'll give you a loan at less than half the interest rate. So that's how we cut your bills to less than half. You know, that was the genesis of this, but we didn't stop there. Okay, so like how the entire thing is evolved, we see that in India, financial products are very complex. People find it very difficult to understand financial products, you know. So people end up in very bad deals because they don't have the time or the inclination to really delve deeper into what the product really means to them or how it impacts them. We need somebody to tell them what they are, what do they actually deserve, and can they get something better in the market. So picture this, you know, I mean, if you have taken a personal loan about a year ago, okay, at say 26%, when your bureau score was 700, maybe that was the interest rate that you got. But today, let's say 12 months have elapsed and you have paid 12 good EMIs, okay, you could probably get a loan through us at 18%. So why would you want to leave money on the table? Okay, so that's how we looked at price arbitrage. And in fact, there are three types of arbitrage which we bank on: price arbitrage, knowledge arbitrage, and technology arbitrage. We want to give the right kind of knowledge to our customers, get them to leverage the price arbitrage, and then make technology, use technology in a way that they can easily implement this to their benefit. So that's how we have evolved over a period of time.
Thank you for shedding light on this. So you are helping us maximize the.
I was about to say the same. खर्चा हम कराते हैं, बंदे लोन ये देते हैं.
Alright. So we talked about savings.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people save, but savings in itself is about discipline, right? How are you working towards that? Are there any enablers that you are providing to your customers to help them kind of save more consistently and in a more systematic manner?
See, so one is an investment saving, where you're probably saving money, you're putting it in equities, you're putting it in debt or anywhere that you want to save. What we are really doing right now is enabling you to get more value from your expenses. So you're anyways going to pay the school fee, you're going to pay for travel, you're going to pay for a lot of other expenses, right? So why not get more value from it? We, on SaveSage, we literally have billionaires. We have multiple billionaires who have signed up on the platform because no one wants to leave money on the table, right? All of us over here, we may not really save money, or we may not have surplus money at the end of the month to save or invest. But kharcha to hum sabhi karte hain, and why not get full value out of it, right? So if you're not using cards and if you're not using them in the right manner, you're probably subsidizing a person who's using cards. If I go to an Amazon, a certain number of people would be paying in cash, so they pay in full. There's another person who probably uses a very good card, someone like me. who's getting a lot of reward points, and Amazon is paying 1.5-2% to the card company to enable me, right? And those 1.5-2% is funding my rewards.
Vacations.
So the person who, yeah, my vacation. So the person who actually is paying in cash is subsidizing, because Amazon looks at the entire payments piece as a whole, the total amount of money they've collected from the users and the total cost for accepting those payments. So if you're not availing cards, if you're not using the right cards, if you're not using them in the right manner, one, you are subsidizing the person who is actually doing so. So, but having said that, it's very critical, very important, and we always keep saying it to all our users that if you're not disciplined enough, if you cannot handle your cards, you shouldn't get a card. If you are someone who ends up being in a debt trap, he's not disciplined enough, don't get a card. From a platform perspective, we built in a lot of nudges for the user to pay their bills. You can pay your bills on the platform. So we send you emails, we send you WhatsApp messages, we send you a lot of other nudges. We make sure that you pay your bills on time. So that's something which we're trying to do. But yes, having said that, if someone cannot handle their card, they shouldn't get a card. That's very clear. That's uh, like Sachin also mentioned, you end up paying 45-50% uh, interest on the card, right? And I'm not really sure how many people of that would qualify to get a loan. That itself is 20%. So, but yeah, the point is, credit cards are not an instrument for people who need debt. Credit cards are meant for people who are disciplined, but people who, but even out of those people who are disciplined, I think majority in as per our survey, more than 95-96% people don't have the right cards as per their expense profile. They don't use their cards in the right manner. More than 55% reward points which accrue on credit cards each year simply expire because people have no idea what to do with them. Even people who redeem their points end up redeeming them for really unrewarding options. I've met people very well to do, very well educated, but then when they redeem their points, they end up redeeming their points, for example, for cashback, and end up using the same money to book an air ticket, where they could have done the same thing to begin with using their credit card points and got 3x the value. So yes, all of us are leaving money on the table, and this is what we're trying to solve for. Uh, so something to your earlier question, why am I doing this, right? And just to share some personal numbers over here, in 8 years, I've taken more than 350 flights between me and my family. I haven't paid for any. In fact, when I was coming here, I flew business class. I'm going back business. I'm not paying for those tickets, by the way. Uh, more than 100 hotel nights, more than 80 international flights, even jewelry using nothing but reward points. That's the power of cards for you.
I am definitely leaving that money on the table.
Thanks for subsidizing me. Really.
So you mentioned that, Sachin, that's something that you also are very keenly working towards, making sure customers do not go that road, down that road. I think that's a common thread, right? Where we help consumers. Moving on to use of data, and also I think today a lot of people are working towards personalization. The financial space, let's be honest, it's a bit cluttered right now as we speak, because it's still growth phase. People are trying out a lot of things. But within this financial clutter, right, how does BillCut leverage the data analytics to offer meaningful insights to individual customers?
Oh, uh, current data is the new oil, right? I mean, uh, you are absolutely right. If you cannot leverage data and technology, then probably you will be in a very cluttered market. You will not be able to differentiate yourself too much. Let me give an example. I mean, and the possibilities are endless with the kind of stuff which is going on. I mean, just walk around and you'll find people out here doing such intelligent and cutting edge stuff that there's no end to what you can do with data and personalization. Well, let me just give you a few examples, okay? Like, for example, Karan, someday you realize that I don't want to take debt on my card, but I still want to make some purchases. Let me go to BillCut and take a loan. And you come to us, and let's say I am able to tell you, Karan, you have 2 cards and 3 loans, and your total payout or the total cash flow is about 1 lakh a month. Okay, and your EMIs are adding to a lakh a month. And if you allow us a chance, we can reduce it to 75,000 a month. Okay, you're saving 25,000 a month. Wouldn't you want to go ahead with something like that, or at least consider it?
If I say no, put a gun to my head.
Absolutely. That's what data and personalization of our offers can do to you, right? So you can do somersault with data if you are able to give out actionable insights to your customers, which are of value to them. And any customer who has the willingness or inclination to leverage it will definitely benefit for them. Again, if you are a customer who has come to us, in my earlier example, if you had taken a loan at 28% a year ago, today you have done 12 EMIs well, and I tell you that, hey, Karan, I can see that you're running at around 28%, and probably we can get it down to 18%. You're already running that loan. It has not occurred to you, but now you are now, the desire has come into you that why can't I reduce my loan interest rate? So these are the kind of things which data can do to you. I can probably uh, customize my offers. I can probably give you something, a kind of a pre-approved offer. If I have insight of what your behavior is, what your consumer behavior is, what is the purchases you're kind of doing, which are banks or NBFCs you're associated with, all this put together, if I can manage to convert it into actionable insights and make it of value to the end user or the customer, it can translate into meaningful actions from the customer's end, which can actually be monetized and result into actual money saving for the customer. That's how we use it, how we use data.
That's very. I mean, it sounds very simple, and it's very intuitive, but I don't see a lot of people doing it.
See, that's a trick. Okay. At the back end, there may be whatever huge number of complex calculations. When it goes to the when you're making it, presenting it in front of the customer, it has to be very simply put. Because today nobody has got the attention span to decipher loads and loads of information. It has to be very simply put, easy to understand, and clear actionables coming out of it, which can result into the right kind of objectives. In this case, saving for the customer.
Thanks, Sachin. Ashish, the next one is for you. Right? We always use the term fintech ecosystem, financial ecosystem, right? And that's essentially because alone you can only go that far. So from a perspective of partnerships with banks, other fintechs, bureaus like CRIF, how do you view this? Like, how do you view and leverage all of these partnerships and enhance SaveSage's ability to empower the customers?
See, so there, yeah, cool. So we are all about partners, to be honest with you. We've got a layer on top of it, but at the end of it, it's all partners who enable us in the background, right? So you guys will provide us a credit score. We'll probably end up working with someone else on wealth management. We'll end up working with multiple banks on something to do with credit cards, although it's all in-house right now. So eventually, we will specialize in one thing, which may be our algorithms, maybe our interface. But like you mentioned, it is eventually an ecosystem where we are dependent on 50 other partners to enable each and every feature on the platform, right? So I'll give you an example. So while for score we depend on you guys, we also have insurance in the journey. So we work with Reliance General Insurance. We work with, in the process of working with a couple of more insurance partners. We work with Insurance Deco. For card issuance, we work with Cardilio. For bill payments, we work with PayU. We have 3 PG partners. For authentication, we work with someone else. So there are so many partners, and we are a very small company. We would have a list of 15, 20 partners already. Probably another 6 months, we would have a list of 100 partners we are working with. So it's an ecosystem, and rightly so.
That's actually true. That's something that you observe everywhere else also. It's all about leveraging each other's strength. I personally wish you both best of luck, and never forget we are partners. We'll grow together. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for your time, Sachin. Thank you, Ashish.